Welcome back to Pathfinder Kingmaker. So we are going to head up and find Armag's tomb. I think we have to go along the river here. No. This way. And this way again. Should be here somewhere. Try to avoid. Apparently we do not have enough perception. Guessing we're meeting the skeleton again. I want to bother talk to him. Guess we have to go back to the capital and go to the library and look if there is anything in the library that can help us. Let's see here. Apparently we've already taken that one. Fighting the Bleaching. Practical guidance by Geisa Nord Kwani. There's a book about travelers. Eternal Sunshine. Not that one either. How about this one? Nope. Something over here though. The Curse of Ancient Iobaria. This is about the Cyclopes. Plenty of books in here though. This doesn't seem to be relevant either. How about that one? On the nature of the divine. This one. In Search of Joy, Confessions of a Heretic. Well now. Shadows of Absalom. No, not that one either. Chronicles of Blades. Apparently not that one either. Clearly says that we have an entire ancient library in our hands. Battle in the Valley of Fire. No. A Thousand Revelations. Not that one either. This doesn't look too promising, I must admit. Temple of Roses. No. No. Guess we'll just have to be very meticulous about this then. No. No. Stop, go back. Not there either. Not that one. Not that one. I'm guessing these are just the credit things that I was referring to the last time I was in the library. There is a librarian here. But he doesn't really want, or she doesn't really want to talk about anything. Here? No. This is getting slightly aggravating, I must admit. Okay, so it's clearly not... Guessing I can't go in there. I will pause the recording to find this location. I've wasted nearly 10 minutes on this now. And finally, after a lot of save scumming, I found it. It's a bit of a pain to find it because it has very, very, very high perception requirement to find it, and I should have done multiple of the things, like you have the riverman or ferryman guy here that I just skipped. That's not a good idea when you want to find Armag's tomb. So yeah, but finally we are there. Some grim barbarians are sitting near the bonfire, speaking in low voices and casting sidelong glances toward the tomb entrance. Noticing you, one of them reaches for his weapon out of habit, but he catches himself and instead pats the space on the log beside him. "Greetings, traveller. Come and have a seat. Don't suppose you've heard anything about the battle between the Tiger Lords and Restov, have you? Who won? How did it go?" Apologies. Rumor has it the No, wait, there wasn't even really a battle. The armies just stood staring at each other for a while, and the barbarians turned to head back to Numeria. So that's what happened. Well, maybe it's for the best. We couldn't have conquered Restov anyway. And this way, at least we didn't lose our fighters' lives figuring it out. What is this place? The tomb of peerless Armag, great chieftain and invincible fighter. Damn his hide. What are you doing here? Our chieftain brought us here. He took several of us into the tomb with him and told the rest to wait outside. No one's left the place since, and we've been sitting here for weeks. Is it possible your chieftain's dead? Maybe. But what if he isn't? The sisters always claimed that once he exited the tomb, he'd be the mightiest fighter Golarion ever saw. Maybe they were lying, but what if they weren't? I'd certainly hate to be the one who disobeyed his orders. I'm going into the tomb. There's a sister standing guard at the entrance. She's a mighty witch, and she's crazy as a bat. She won't just let you in. And even if she did, there are a lot of traps down there. And if you make it past the traps, there's still Armag to deal with. He'll kill you. But hey, you're welcome to try. Aren't you fed up with his sister? I'd have finished her off long ago. It's kind of scary. She's a witch after all. 5,760 experience. Wow. Look at him, downright scared. No, you're right. It's long past time to rid ourselves of these witches and our crazy chieftain too. Hey, everyone, get the sister. Down with Armag. The barbarians gather around the sister's bloody body. So that's it. The witch is gone. There is no turning back now. Armag won't waste any time investigating. He'll just tear our heads off. To the abyss with him. Are we supposed to wait here for him until we're old and grey? He's a traitor, not a chieftain. First he takes us to conquer Restov without any proper scouting, like sheep to the slaughter, and then he leaves his forces right before a huge battle to go digging around in some hole in the ground. Other chieftains have been deposed for far less. Right. Enough is enough. I say whether he's alive or dead, we go back to Numeria. We tell the elders everything and they can choose a new chieftain. Good luck to you. Good luck to you too. The barbarians quickly pack up and leave. Yeah. I just need to pause quickly to check what that phone call was. Nothing relevant, it would seem. Let's level up before we head into this tomb. So I will pause between each and every one of them. Okay, so for Caledorn we have taken... He gets True Seeing as an acquired ability, which is rather nice. And he also has Treat Affliction now, for some reason. And of course we put points into Persuasion, Knowledge Arcana, and Knowledge World. For the feats we have taken Greater Spell Penetration, and Spell Focus Necromancy. And then for the spells, we have taken Animate Dead, True Seeing, apparently we just gained that. Circle of Death, that can be useful. Requires 10 Diamond Dust, but still. Communal Stone Skin, also requires Diamond Dust. And Sirocco, which is a very useful spell. So that's Caledorn done with. Now for Harim. So Harim gets the feat Steel Soul, and +1 to Lore Religion, and +1 to Perception. Now Jubilost is up. Jubilost gets Spell Focus Universalist, Communal Stone Skin, and +1 to Knowledge World, Perception, Stealth, Trickery, and Use Magic Device. And next up is Amiri. Amiri gets the feat Hammer the Gap, which is rather nice. And also +1 to Athletics, Mobility, Perception, and Lore Nature. Then we have Lindsay. Lindsay gets the improved critical heavy crossbow and the spells Displacement, Summon Large Elemental, and Greater Dispel Magic. As for her skills, well, that is a chapter for itself. Athletics, Mobility, Trickery, Stealth, and Knowledge World. And finally, Econ. Econ gets Favored Terrain, Highlands, the feet Hammer the Gap, and Athletics, Law Nature, Mobility, Perception, and Stealth. Okay, so is there anything to loot around here? The tent is dirty and untidied. Kelid Tribal Fetish. Another one of those. Gold powder. And some gold. Like there's anything of value though. Well, the gold is nice though. Nothing of interest up there. A Kelid Tribal Fetish. Ocean, some gold and stuff. Okay, so that seems to be it, so I guess we can head on down into the tube then. Should be interesting. Let's see here. Fresh footprints are easily visible along the dusty floor, which hadn't seen guests in many years. Yet another Kelid Tribal Fetish. There's a spectre. Too impressed by that. We felt a cold breeze as soon as we entered the room. Ice shards appeared on the walls and floor, and a labyrinth of thick ice walls grew up around us. The walls were waist high to a human, but they were head high to me. The center of the room had a pressure plate on the floor, while the entrance to the labyrinth had a massive pedestal carrying a tiger statue made of ice. The exit was at the far end of the room, locked of course, and the inscription above it read, Trial of Strength. The air in the room was cool, and the temperature dropped with each passing moment. It seemed like the magic was stealing all the warmth from the room bit by bit. Wasting no more time, we tried to pick the lock on the door. Just one quick glance at the door was enough for us to realize that even the best lockpick in the world wouldn't be enough here. Even if the door wasn't covered in a thick layer of ice, we wouldn't find any trace of mechanism to work on. It seemed this door would only open by using the pressure plate in the center of the room. Then we started pushing the statue in random directions without wasting time exploring the labyrinth. The statue wasn't very heavy at all. It slid easily along the floor. The problem was none of us knew which direction it should slide in. Lost a lot of time wandering the nooks and crannies of the labyrinth before eventually finding ourselves and the ice tiger in a dead end. It was then that we realized we wouldn't be able to rely on pure luck. We'd need to find another solution. Let's explore the labyrinth in search of the right path to the center then. Manage that. Those ancient barbarians could really construct a labyrinth. We almost froze to death before we figured out all the forks, dead ends and turnabouts. We did finally manage to find the right path, leaving signs along the ice walls to mark the way. All that was left was to drag the ice statue along the path. Well, okay, we started pushing the statue along the marked path. The ice tiger merrily ran through the labyrinth. Pushing it was much easier than expected. The labyrinth itself was extremely tricky. Sometimes, to get 5 steps closer to the center, we had to make a loop longer than the whole room's perimeter. We kept pushing the statue along the marked path. We kept pushing that ice tiger right in its broad rear end, moving it ever forward. It wasn't too hard, all told. The inventive folks who created this labyrinth must have been trying to mock anyone who underwent this trial. One moment the right path led us almost to the center, and the next it led us in the opposite direction, almost out to the edge of the room. But we didn't give up, taking heart in the thought that Armag must have had to do the same. Okay, so we started breaking through the walls to make a straight path to the center of the room. Before the biting frost could turn us into icicles, we began breaking the ice walls and pushing the statue through the gaps, moving ever closer to the center. Finally, the last wall fell, and we pushed the ice tiger onto the pressure plate. The pressure plate trembled beneath the statue's weight, and then a roaring pillar of flame erupted all the way to the ceiling. The ice tiger evaporated in a heartbeat, along with the entire labyrinth. The room warmed rapidly, even becoming a bit hot. The stone door opened, and the path was clear. 3,840 experience. Somehow I feel that I didn't do that in the most optimal fashion, but it worked. So what is the correct way? A centuries-old layer of dust covers the floor of this passage. No one has walked here for many years. Go this way first then. Ancient Caledorn adornment piece. You hear a low, barely audible whisper. Seems like listening just a bit more would let you understand the words. Cleric of Gorum. Well, I guess they died. Masterwork. Giant scrambled egg with shambaltus. Only requires a little bit of rock eggs. picking up the loot here. Covered ancient leather scrap. What the heck? These poor fools came in search of Armag's resting place, but they found their own deaths instead. Yeah. Masterwork hand axe. Masterwork greatsword. Composite longbow. Ah, just pick them up. Well done. Why is Lindsay in the front all the time now? We're not supposed to be. It's better. Okay, so we walked around the entire area, so let's go back to this door. A ferocious devourer. -1 level. Lasts for 24 hours, so that definitely means that it's time to cast Restoration here. Good. Now we just have to wait for the Sirocco to end. Can take out the trap mine. Wow. This thing lootable? Yes, it is. Belt of Giant Strength +4, Amulet of Metal Armor +3, Wing of Protection +2, and Cloak of Resistance +2. How long does that thing last? One round per level. Well, surely it must have passed 13 rounds by now. Thank you. Kelid Tribal Fetish. Ghost Leather. Grants the wearer the effect of the Greater Invisibility spell for 2 rounds whenever an enemy successfully hits them. That's rather nice. Piece of Sky Metal. Some random stash. Well, I think this is a good spot to end the episode, and in the next one we'll go downstairs and hopefully we'll find Armag. So thank you all so much for joining me, and I will see you all next time.